This is Irontrader. This is the last call of the day and of the week. Happy Labor Day to everybody. Now we got a nice, good 3-day weekend. Hope everybody didn't lose no money today. I said just take it easy and trade small. Really good trade note there today. Google was a good trade. UNG for the natural gas, that was a good trade. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on here in the market. But again, this time of the year, end of August, September, October, you got to be very careful. Okay. We're going to take a look here at Bitcoin, gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas, and we'll look at the indexes, the Dow, the S&P, the O, Nasdaq. At the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude and natural gas, along with the rig count. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell, stock, or ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Here we have Bitcoin, daily, weekly chart. Now you can see here the downtrend off of this double top, still very, very much in play, and we're right here hanging right around that level right here, 108.845. Now, if we lose that level, okay, so we can come right here to the left of the chart, okay, so all I have to do is look right to the left. What you're looking for next is, what are we looking for next? Right there. Okay, so you're looking at 107.840 level. We'll come down here at 107.680 level, and then we can come right down here to this 100-day at 106.887. Now, when you look at this weekly chart, we always want to watch this 21-day because this is usually what they call the catch-all, and that works out very, very nice at 106.969. Now, if we look at the past here, you can see when he lost the 8 to 21-day, and that 50-day caught it very, very nice here on a closing basis, and that's what you're looking for. So right now, if we start losing this price channel here on a closing basis, 108.845, then what you want to do is we want to watch right here is this 21-day at 106.969. And then we have the old Hondo down here sitting at 106.887. Okay, so we got a lot of good support underneath. Let's just see how that all shakes out. Now, yesterday, it probably trapped quite a few people in. The previous day, we had this high of 113.540. Today, we made this high of 113.390. Now, it looks like it was popping up above that 8-day, maybe take it higher. But again, I was watching those futures, especially like after 8 o'clock. I was watching it, and I was saying, oh, man, all of a sudden it starts coming off. I said, no, this is going to be going lower. And now we made that lower low. So with these nice 3 candles that we had on the upswing, we just wiped them right out here in one day. Okay, so that's really never bullish in any way. You look at the RSI, well, you're sitting at 39. There's nowhere near that's oversold. The green is below your red, shows momentum downside. And we have a downtrending situation going on here. So bottom line, watch that 21-day on a closing basis. Watch this right here. That 106 on a closing basis, very, very key. We could come down to the 200-day. Not saying that's where it's going to go, but we could. And we could come all the way down to that 50-day. Now, we get all the way down to the 50-day. People, oh, my God, Bitcoin. No. Look at here. Bottom left, higher high, higher high. Come all the way on a 50-day. You still got a bullish chart. Okay, so what I'm looking for is opportunity. That's how you trade. Look for opportunity. There's no opportunity, sit on your hands. Now, this could have been a really nice, good short. You can trade the short there with BITI. I'm not really interested in shorting Bitcoin at this stage. I'm just looking at just trading on the long side, so I'm out of position. And now we had this, big red candle. Now, when you look at this, see how we have this pole and we had this upswing? Okay, this is what they call this a bear flag situation. And now she come down and she's proven it, all right? So bottom line, watch that right there. 106, 960, 970 level, and then watch that 100-day, 106, 887. If we close below this 108, 845 level, which is key, but now already below it, that tells me signs that it is going to be going lower. All right. All right. Let's take a look here now at gold and silver, which are moving higher. All right. I took a scalp ski in the gold and a scalp ski and a silver today, looking very, very nice. Reason being is, look on the silver, we made a higher high. Look on the gold, we made this higher high, and we weren't moving up here very, very nicely. Now, when we looked at gold this morning, well, it was right on down. But again, it wasn't below yesterday's low, and that was key. So if you look at this low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and higher highs, looking very nice. Now, today we got as high as that 1518. Okay, so right now you're sitting at 35.11. Okay, 35.11, and we got as high as 35.18. Okay, so what we're looking to do here on the old gold is we're looking to close above right here, that 35.09 level. That's going to be the key. If we close above it, then we're going to head for that 35.34. Then we have to look at what the reaction is once we get there. Now, we have a pretty good run going here. Very, very good run. I just trade this. I don't hold this Sometimes I do, but most of the time here I just trade this. I'm not really a gold or silver trader. I'm more like a crude oil, natural gas, gasoline, Bitcoin, technology kind of a trader. There's so many good trades that are going on in there. However, when I can see a run going, then I'll trade it on a daily basis. So I jumped into GLD today, and I'm still long, and I'm still waiting just to see, what's going to be the end day, and exactly if it gets to the 35, 34, what is going to happen. So I'll see by the end of the day if I'm going to hold it or am I going to just sell it here, take the profit. Okay. Now, which I'll probably sell and take the profit. But anyway, 35, 34, that is going to be the key. Now we crack above that, you're going 35.50, 3,600, and this could rally up and around that if you do a fibs on that, you're looking about 36.20 level. That's kind of situation. You look at the RSI, oh, you're sitting at 60, 66. That's plenty of room to run. Green over your red. She's a beaut, Clark. Look at that. Beaut. Okay. Now on the downside, obviously you want to watch today's low. Okay, that's going to be key. 34.63. We look at yesterday's low, 34.42. But realistically, we're looking at this 8-day at 34.35 and that 21-day 34.21, and then we have that 50-day at 33.80. Old Hondo here at 33.47, and we have a retest all the way down here at that 33 flat. But right now we're moving right on up. Well, let's see what the reaction is. If it gets here, does it blast through or does it double top and come right on down? Now, silver in the SLV right now. Okay, I'm going to decide at the end of the day, well, if I want to take it. However, we cracked above this high. So we're looking for that 39.91. That was very, very key. Okay, now, but you have to look at one thing. See where you have these blue lines, these price channels? We're getting to the outside of those price channels. A lot of times, it works just like Bollinger Band. So when you get on the outside, it wants to start coming back in. Okay, here's a perfect example. On the outside, and then come right back in. See? Outside, come right back in. Okay, so just be a little bit patient for this. For me, the silver is just a trade. Now, when we're watching this level right here, 39.81, I said you're going to go to 40, then 42, then 45. You can work your way up to 50 very, very easily, and which we could. Okay, but let's just see how this all shakes out here. So I'll make a decision at the end of the day. I'll probably sell it, and then I can always buy it back there Monday night or something like that, going into Tuesday situation. So let's just see how that all shakes out. Because remember, the futures will be open there on Monday, the holiday, after 6 o'clock, and you should be able to start trading here 24 hours there, right there at 8 o'clock at night. All right. Now you're sitting here, you're not oversold. Green is over your red. Just beautiful uptrending chart, like I've been telling you. There's nothing wrong, nothing bearish about this chart. Low, higher low, and rallying right on up here nice. Just watch these price channel, because a lot of times it wants to bring itself in, just like we had here, on the situation. Okay. All right. Let's take a look here now at crude oil and natural gas. Here we have the crude ski, and here we have natty gas. Now, crude oil, I'm flat. I have zero position going on in crude, okay? Because we have this wedgie. See, there's a wedgie going on here? Really? Wedgie, that's not a good look, okay? So what we're looking for here, okay, is we have ourselves, we made a high today at 64.55. Yesterday, 64.70. We have ourselves what they call an inside day, okay? Now, if we can rally up, we're going to be looking for the top of that candle, 65.10. We'll go to 65.73 a 50-day, 67.34. Look at the bottom of there. You're looking at 68.56. Top of that candle, 69.58. And then we have your big retest up there going at that 70.51 level. Okay. Right now, we just have a sideways action. Doesn't really know what the hell to do here. But again, if we have hurricane season, which isn't really what you call playing out so far. But again, we got about another 5-6 weeks of this here. Okay. So don't get too excited and say, oh, hurricane season's done, because you never know. Now, remember, that hurricane comes inside that Gulf area, shuts down platforms, shuts down ports. That's where crude oil will rally. But right now, you got a pretty good glut, just supply and demand. And I just think if you look now at midday trading, I did my seasonality chart. So take a look at that on crude oil and natural gas, gold, silver, and the indexes. So just take a good look at that. That's gives you a good gist of what goes on for 20 years. But I think crude oil eventually is going to go right back down in these 50 levels. So I'm going to see what's going to happen. So what I'm really watching on the downside is that 63.90 or 21-day and that 63.79. Now, when we lose that, we'll come right to the bottom, 63.35, 62.95, 62.52, right here, 61.83, and then you retest at 61.45 level. But right now, we just have this sideways action, but you've got this old wedgie going here, okay? So a lot of times that's either going to break up or break down, but you've got to have some kind of a catalyst for it to take up to hit that 50-day, 200-day, and so on, okay? Now, war could start over the weekend. We don't have no idea what it is. Again, so right now I am just flat the crude, and we'll see how that all shakes out. RSI, 45, 47, not overbought, oversold. Green over your red, looking very, very good. Kind of a situation, but we just have sideways action. Let the charts tell you what to do. All right, natural gas. Now, natural gas, I am long UNG, and I am staying long UNG for right now. And I'll see how it shakes out here at the end of the day. But right now, I think she's looking really, really good. Simple reason is here. We had this downtrend. See, high, lower high, coming all the way down. Now we're trying to break this downtrend. Okay, so as long as we hold that 21-day, we're in very, very good shape. Now, what we did here on this candle, held the 8-day, popped up right into the 21-day, and then it just stopped it. Next day, yesterday, popped right on up, and today we have this bottoming tail situation. So I can't see right now, we made this high so far of 3 flat. So all I got to do is look to the left of the chart here. What do you see? 3 flat, okay? Boom, there's your resistance. Next level, you're going to come right there at 304. We'll come on top of that candle at 309. We got 3010. We're going to come right to the top there at roughly 3.15. And then we have your 50-day at 3.17. And that's the target that I'm looking for. We crack above it, you got 3.32 and 3.49. But right now, this looks like here, very, very bullish. Now look at this 8-day. Okay, it's not just flattened out. She's starting to make the curl. You get that above that 21-day, and you're going to send that price right up to that 50-day. Very, very easy. So I'm long the UNG, and I'll probably stay long here. I usually don't take natural gas long, but this chart looks very, very good now. Okay, as long as that 21-day holds to take this bad boy higher. Okay, now 51. Okay, nowhere near overbought or oversold. The green is over your red. We're hugging the bottom. And I just think this maybe is time here now for Natgas to take a little bit of run up here onto that 50-day. Okay, now we haven't broken this downtrend because we still have this situation. You could take this if you draw a trend line on here all the way down to that 50-day, and you're still in a downtrending channel. Okay, so just always remember that this is a trade from here to there, from there to there, from there to there. Once we start cracking above this level, then you can negate, okay, that downtrend, and we just take that bad boy higher. But right now, you're still in a downtrend all the way up to that 50-day, all the way up to that 100-day. You're still in a downtrend situation. But we have a nice, good trading opportunity to take that bad boy higher and make a couple of bucks. Okay, let's take a look here now at the indexes. Here we have the indexes, the old Dow, S&P, and Nasdaq. Now, the market's selling off here. But just remember, this is the last day of the month. So usually the last day of the month, you're going to have a sell down. But using money the first couple of days of the new month, money comes in, all right? Now, the problem I say with that is the inflation now is picking up. It's been the highest now since February. And a lot of companies are coming in and says, hey, we can only eat this so long before we're going to have to start passing this on to the consumer, okay? So that's going to be the very, very key is passing this thing along, okay? And that's where it's going to problem. So I've been telling you with tariffs. Tariffs are not instant. Oh, I'm going to put a tariff on you for this and I'll put a tariff. That don't mean dick, okay? Tariffs will take a quarter, 2 quarters, which is basically all the way 6 months. And then you're going to start noticing it, just like now, we are at the highest rate here now when they measured inflation this morning that the Fed's looking at since February. So now they're expecting this cut in September, but we got to see if they're actually going to cut. Realistically, I don't think they should cut because if you cut, that inflation goes higher. You're going to have to start, take that cut back and start adding, kind of a situation. You know what I'm saying? Those cuts ain't gonna work. Okay, so that's what you're going to have to understand. There's a lot of people don't understand the economics situation of it. Is nothing is instant. It's over a period of time. But the businesses are only going to start eating it just so long. But again, if it doesn't disappear, then they're going to pass it along. Now, you can see here negative divergence going on here on the old Dow, but we're coming down. We're still holding that 8-day, which is very, very good. Upside, you got to crack 45,757. You crack that, and then we go to 46,000. Okay. Now here we're just looking at that 45,346 level. Next big level is going to be that 44.76, and then we have 44,423. Then we can come down here to the retest 43,340, and then we have your 200-day. Then we have your gap fill, and we have Hondo here. Okay, so there's a lot of good support level. Now we have this rising up, but we have this lowering down. See that negative divergence? So just keep your eye on this here and watch this September area. I know I keep saying I like a broken record over here, and I get it, but I'm just trying to warn you, right? Now, upside, we're looking at that 65.08. We crack that. You can go, what, 66, 67, 68, 68, whatever you want to do. We don't know that yet, okay? Now, We sold off here today so far, but you put a nice big red candle and you lost these couple of days. Okay, so we're watching that 8-day, 64.47, 21-day, 64.08. The bottom of this candle, 63.43, and then we're going to be watching right there at that 63.16 level. Then we have your retest 62.12. We have gap fill, 100-day, 200-day, all the way down. So we have a lot of support underneath. But again, we have this negative divergence, so just keep your eye. Nothing keeps going up forever. Now, same way at the NASDAQ. Okay, negative divergence going on. And a lot of times what you do is it'll run right on up, comes down, and retest it, make a higher high, but then it can't get through, and then it kind of goes sideways. But then what you do is you draw a lot of people in that says, oh, yeah, FOMO, I got to get in, I got to get in. No. The time for you to get in, was like here, okay? This is the time you get in. This is for suckers up here. This is a total trading market. So just remember that. I know I repeat myself, but I'm just trying to save you from, taking, getting the old Scroogey, okay, on the old cash flow, okay? So you don't want to do that. Now, on the downside, you can see here where we went down, we're holding that 8-day, but what did we come? Right down to the catch-all, that 21-day, okay? So what we're watching is that 8-day, 22.436. We're watching that 21-day, 21.382. And then we can come down to the bottom of this candle here. You're looking at 21.92. We have 21.13. We come down here to that 50-day at 29.21, and then we have your retest at 25.60. Now, I also have your 100-day, your 200-day, but we have this gap and this fill. Now, every one of these has the same freaking thing, okay? See that? Every one has the same gap situation. So you got to always watch that. See this? See? Gap right there. Gap and fill. Gap and fill. Eventually, those are going to get filled, okay? So once it comes, that's why I always point these out, because it comes to the gap. Yeah, sounds good. If it starts going into it, then you're going to fill the gap, okay? So just be a little bit careful on this nosebleed that we have going on, okay, with this negative divergence. I just want to keep pointing that out to you so you know. Now, again, it might not play out, but I think eventually nothing keeps rising up. And, all the big boys, all your hedge funds, all these guys, okay, that I'm familiar with, okay, these guys are going to sell it to the retail trader that's looking for FOMO and they want to get in. And then the hedge funds, they buy way on the cheap, okay? And that's what you want to do. You want to buy on the cheap. You don't want to be buying when everybody else is saying, oh, yeah, this is great. This is where you want to buy, okay? When you have these oversold conditions, that's where you want to buy, okay? If you're totally like a long trader. Now, if you're a two-way trader like I am, long and short, then it doesn't really make a hell of a lot of difference because I can just short this ski all the way on down, like the NASDAQ. Easy way to short this is SQQQ. Instead of using the TQQ, just use SQQQs, and you get yourself a nice, good, payday going on the way downside. Now, you can do that to any index. I just like trading the NASDAQ because you have huge movement kind of a situation, okay? But again, just be real careful. Take profits. Put money in your pocket. Wait for opportunity. All right. Hope everybody has a kick-ass weekend. And I will be back Monday night. I have a video for you. And we'll take a look here at Bitcoin, at gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas. Take a look at the NQ, which is getting hammered right down now, 326. And we'll see how we shake out next week. So enjoy the weekend, and we'll see you next week. Trade what's in front of you, not what you want.